Are you one of those people that say absolutely not to the gelled cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving? Well, no worries. I'm one of those people too, but I love this cranberry chutney. So if you want to have a cranberry side dish and you don't like the gelled cranberry sauce out of a can, give this one a try. Welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today we're gonna make a cranberry chutney. Oh my gosh, this is so delicious. And I add in an apple and then another little ingredient at the end, and it is spectacular. It's super easy to make, which is the best thing, of course, always. We're gonna use the pressure cooker, so I have the 6.5 quart Ninja Foodi, but any pressure cooker would be just fine. You can make it in any size, no problems at all. So what we're gonna do is just start dumping stuff in, which is another reason I love this recipe. I have 12 ounces or 3 cups of cranberries. The cranberries can be frozen. So a lot of times, because I test recipes before the holidays come, a lot of times I'll grab bags of cranberries around Thanksgiving and I'll store them in the freezer until the following year. So they can be frozen, no problems. They freeze beautifully. These are fresh though. Jeff just bought these at the store today, but I tested the recipe with frozen ones. Perfect. All right, so 12 ounces, 3 cups of cranberries whole. You don't need to worry about mashing them up or anything. We're gonna put in half a cup of white sugar and a half of a cup of packed brown sugar. You could use light or dark. I use light in this case. 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. I know, different, but it's delicious. Don't skip it because it really made the difference between night and day. Now we're gonna put in our spice blend, which is pretty simple. Half of a teaspoon of fine grind sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves. So we're gonna add those in. Then I'm gonna zest in and juice 1 orange. When you're zesting orange or limes or lemons or even grapefruit, if you're gonna zest a grapefruit, don't go past the very top of the skin into the white part. It's called the pith and it's pretty bitter, so it'll leave a little bitter flavor to your food. All right, and any kind of orange you can use, it's no problem. I don't even know what, I think this is just a small navel orange. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and cut it in half and use my juicer to get the juice out, which will probably be about maybe 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of liquid. All right. All right, so if for some reason you did not want to use the orange or orange juice, or you could even use apple juice, but if you didn't want to do any of that, add in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of plain water and that'll be fine. So now just let's give this a stir. And that's it. All right, now we're gonna pressure cook for 1 minute. So we're gonna go to pressure high is what we want. Take the time down to 1 minute, hit start. Make sure the valve in the back is to the seal position. Super duper important when you're pressure cooking with such little amounts of liquid. You do not wanna catch yourself having it vented and then having the liquid that the cranberries create and the sugars create evaporate before you go under pressure. You're gonna get that water notice. So super important to make sure that you put that to seal. All right, let me clean up here and then I'm gonna get the other 2 ingredients that we're gonna fold in at the end. One is a Granny Smith apple and the other is, I don't know, we'll find out. All right, so it didn't take long at all to come to pressure. I mean, maybe like 5 minutes or so. So we're gonna go under pressure for 1 minute, and then we're gonna do an immediate release. So while that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and peel and dice up my apple. You don't wanna add the apple before you pressure cook because you want the texture difference, okay? So definitely put this in afterwards, or you can omit it. You don't have to add the apple. You can make the chunks as little or as big as you like. All right, now we can open up the lid. Do that away from you because it can be steamy in there. And you will see that the cranberries have kind of broken down. They've released their juice and they've broken open, you know. Okay, we're gonna add in the apple. And then the final ingredient, which is completely optional, but I thought it really added the final touch to this chutney, and that is some chopped pecans. This is about 1/4 cup of chopped pecans. You can roast them or not. I didn't roast them just because I didn't want to take the time to do that, but they would be delicious roasted. Go ahead and just add those in to your chutney. Now this is best served, in my opinion, chilled. It would also be great served with crackers and cream cheese. I mean, that would be amazing. In fact, I think that's how I'm gonna taste it for you guys. And guess what I forgot to put in there? My cinnamon stick. So I grabbed this out of the refrigerator because this is one of my test batches, and I wanted to show you what it looks like when it thickens up, and I saw my cinnamon stick. So I call for a cinnamon stick in there. Not gonna worry about it, of course. I'm not gonna redo the video for one cinnamon stick, but throw the cinnamon stick in before you pressure cook, and it will be in the written recipe that way. All right, so let me go ahead and get this out into our bowl, and then I'll show you how thick it gets, okay? And I'll taste the cold one. This can be made ahead of time and refrigerated for several days. It can probably even be frozen. All right, so this one I made a couple of days ago and it is already set up. So I'll show you that it gets on the thick side, okay? And then this one, of course, we just made, and it's gonna be a lot thinner. You can serve it either way, but I prefer it chilled, and I'm gonna grab some cream cheese and a cracker and give it a shot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and taste it warm too, although I'm pretty sure I'm gonna prefer it that way. Let's get some on here. I also wanna see what the difference, if there's a major difference between the cinnamon stick and me forgetting it. If you don't have a cinnamon stick, you could add in 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That would be fine. All right, this is gonna be challenging to eat, I think. Let's give it a try. Wow. I don't know, that's really good warm. All right. I'll get it when it's cold. It's more relishy or chutney like when it's cold. All right, let's give it a shot. Better cold, I think. It's super delicious though, both ways. I think I do prefer it with the cinnamon stick in there. But this one has also had time to sit. So I don't know. But anyway, they're both great, super easy to make. Make it up ahead of time and then serve it with your dinner or as an hors d'oeuvre with some cream cheese. It's not super sweet, just so you know. So if you want a sweeter type of chutney, add in some more sugar, okay?